Allison, welcome to my show. It's amazing to have you here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Barbara. Hello and hi to all your wonderful viewers.
Now, let's tell everybody what is it that you do.
I am qualified hypnotherapist and I do something called introspective hypnosis. Whatever the client needs to heal on that day.
If you would say in short and sweet, would you say that you work with past lives and in-between lives?
Yes, and they will experience a few scenes within those lifetimes. And then afterwards, they experience what happens after that lifetime. And this is where they have an opportunity to meet with their guides, with family members, or just members of their soul tribe. I've had a couple of occasions now where they experience what they describe to me after experiencing a fairly traumatic death. They go into what they explain something like a hospital.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yes, but it's not really an hospital. What happens is after that traumatic death, a lot of healing needs to take place. They would go into what is described to me like a cocoon, and they would be there. And once Archangel Raphael was helping in this session, and he described it as the client was going there when she sleeps.
Yes, it's like being again in the belly of mama. You have to cocoon yourself in order to heal. That happens a lot after a traumatic death or after a long disease, that people wake up and think, oh, I'm still at the hospital. But no, it's not here at the hospital. It's a hospital in the spiritual realm.
It's a spiritual realm hospital, but it still looks like a hospital to them. On the other side of the veil, we often see things as, well, we would interpret them of what we know.
I've been through an experience with Allison, and I've got to tell you guys, it is something amazing. I didn't have words to describe exactly what I've seen there, because it's difficult to find words in our vocabulary. It doesn't matter what language. Doesn't matter if I try to speak in Portuguese or Spanish, it won't be possible anyways. Such a rich experience. Let me show you a small part of what I've been through. 5 minutes.
You're being lovingly guided to the most relevant time, the most relevant place, through dimensions known and unknown. Through the very fabric of light, you move and travel and float. What is it that you can see?
I don't need feet to walk.
You don't need feet?
No, I just float around.
Lovely.
Above the ground. I see flowers that do not exist now. I feel very welcomed. They were all the time with me, even my worst moments. They were always there supporting me. I was never alone. The big problems or troubles I had, they are not important.
They're not important.
They're just small things on the learning curve. They're a part of the journey. There is only love.
You have someone around.
Yes, I do. Many people.
Many?
Many people.
And will they share with you who they are?
They're my family.
Family.
They're my soul family.
Wonderful.
Not blood family. Star family.
Our family. Wonderful.
Sometimes they are in Earth, and then I am there. We switch sides, and I support them when they are here.
What messages do they have for you?
They say discipline.
Eyes begin to feel sparkling clear. And 5. Eyes wide open, fully aware, and stretch. Very good.
Mm. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Thank you for that.
You're very welcome, my sweet. It was a short and sweet session. But you know, after you told me about the ayahuasca experience, I thought it would be like it sounded to me like with that ayahuasca experience, you know, your session wasn't going to be about seeing past things and to heal because you purged so much.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
this was
true.
about showing you your soul family and the purpose of your lifetime.
Yeah, it gave me so much more clarity.
Yes,
Yes, thank you for that.
it's life altering when you think about, you know, your soul family there and how this life and how you planned it. It alters everything you think and do.
True. I was no angel. And this life is an opportunity to make a last. You know, when you are running a marathon
Mhm.
and you see the line and you say, no, let's do it. Let's put some extra effort and finish.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, because they were saying to you, work hard and, you know, be disciplined and that sort of thing. And I'm thinking, she is all that. Tell me about the scene with the soul family.
I was in a place, it was like a castle, but
Mm-hmm.
it was not made of matter,
Mm-hmm.
although you could see something like marble or something like that. I was feeling like I was floating in a gel,
Mm-hmm.
like in huge slow waves.
Mm.
And as I told you, they were not angels or so. They were souls like you and me,
Yeah,
going in a way to improve.
on a trajectory to learn and, you know, doing their journeys and learning their lessons so that they can grow and
Although
awesome.
where they are, they can see things better than here. When we are here, we give too much. Oh, ask this and ask. It's not important.
Yes.
It's not relevant.
I love.
And we come back.
And we're back.
Yes, coming back. Allison,
Yes.
is this does this happen often to you? Does this happen often to you that people go through in between lives?
Very often. But what I do say to my clients is it is like having one of these sessions is very much like experiencing a glimpse into your Akashic records.
Yes,
And so, what
indeed.
is the Akashic Records for those who are wondering? So, the Akashic Records is pretty much everything that has ever happened to you, everything, every single minute. And it's not just this lifetime, all of your lifetimes. So, imagine all of that information there. And it's like often clients see this as a library. They enter and they tell me they see this massive library. And imagine wall to wall books everywhere. So we have a small amount of time on the day to go in there, and we, you know, you would be standing there thinking, well, where do I start? And this is where your guides come in, and they are the ones who tell you, look here and look here. Now, often clients would want to know things that can't be revealed on the day, because before they came, they would have planned, and there would be lessons that they wanted to learn in this lifetime. Know
You
what
have
I
to
mean?
have, first of all, permission. Second, it's got to
Yes,
be useful for what you're going through. So it's got to be
exactly.
something that you need to understand. People
Yes.
don't understand that when we are at the other side, when
Mhm.
we are in between lives, we make
Yes.
such a big planning. we plan things accordingly to what we have to go through, the lessons we should learn. And sometimes we have to make up for things that we've done in the past. We have to deal with people that we didn't behave so well. We are here to learn to love each other, to make peace with everybody.
Comes as a shock to a lot of people, but we didn't actually come to just
To
have fun.
enjoy.
No, we came with
just...
a plan, and we came because it's like school. And we come
yes,
to
it's
learn.
like school.
Now,
every time that we come here to Earth, it's like going to school for a year. You have to learn a lot of things, and you plan yourself. You choose your family, you choose your country, you choose what sex you are coming, you choose if you are going to be beautiful or ugly or rich or poor, accordingly to what you have to learn.
Yes.
And once we are here, we forget.
We forget all that we planned, and we forget for several reasons. One of the ones, again, being that if we know all this, then we wouldn't learn these lessons that we planned for ourselves. And I liked what you hit on about, what we choose. So say, for example, we had a lifetime and we return and we sit there with our guides and our masters and we say, well, how did I do? It's not that they're there to judge us. We go back and we're like, well, how did I do with my lessons? Maybe you decided, oh, do you know what? I could do better with forgiveness. I need to do better. And this is why we choose who we choose in our lives and the experiences. So you choose something in this lifetime to teach you about forgiveness. So it's not going to be an easy lesson, is it? So you may choose and go to another soul in your soul family and say, could you become my wife or husband in this lifetime? And then, you cheat on me. So
yeah, that can happen.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And by no way am I belittling or saying, look, the horrible things that people experience, it's horrific. And I'm such an empath. I can feel all that, when clients come.
It's hurtful. It's really hurtful. Some relationships are such a rocky road.
Exactly. So I'm not belittling it in any way. But what I'm saying is that having this experience and understanding that you came, and you planned all this for yourself, it does help to understand why certain things have happened to you. Yeah.
No, things don't happen to you. Things happen for you.
For you, exactly. And this is why, going back to that example of the cheating partner that you chose, often what do most people do, in this situation? The first thing we ask is, why me? What happened? What did I do to deserve this? And we should ask why, but not why me and go into victim mode. But we need to start asking, what is the lesson that I need to learn from this? And seeing that from a different perspective takes us out of that victim mode and helps us to, understand it better, and work through the really challenging, painful experience.
Once we make the planning and we are here, we are not a muppets. We have still the choice to stick to the plan or to make bad choices. It's not everything written in stone. And we have all the time support. All the time. We are never alone, even in the worst moments, as I saw.
I love what you just said there, because that's the other thing, we plan this ahead of time, and then we choose the guides that will support us. And these guides that are supporting us in everything and the different stages that we go through, they will have experienced exactly the same experience. You would have chosen someone who is an expert on this so that they know what they're doing and they can support you, and they're not going to let you down. They know exactly what you're going through, and they are not going to let you down. They're there to support you.
They are somebody from our soul family. They know what we've planned. They know what are our weakest points. They know how to support us. I had such a great experience. I was just curious. How did you go into this world? What took you to make this choice?
It was going through that dark night of the soul. Lost my mum in 2013. We were very, very close, and it took me a long time to get over it. Years later, I had a back injury. I was in a lot of pain. That's when I realized, when things came to a head, that was like the dark night of the soul, and everything came to a head. Then this is where my awakening started, coming from, that I was very much from a Christian background.
They don't have all the answers, and they
didn't have all the answers. Exactly. And that a lot of it that we are being taught is true. However, we don't have the whole picture, is how I felt about it. I started being interested in past lives and quite intrigued by them. And you often see these programs or little videos on YouTube about children when they're young. They remember.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of children can spontaneously remember. You know what? It's a good time to tell people that sometimes we can remember when we are kids. Sometimes we have deja vu when we are in a situation and we think, oh, I knew this was going to come. How come? Or when you are walking into a new place that you've never been before, but you know this place by heart.
Yes.
There are many situations when we spontaneously remember something from our past lives, or we just met someone we've never seen before, but there is this strong click and we know this person is going to be really important in our lives. It has happened to me many times.
That deja vu feeling where you just really feel you know this person from somewhere. That's when you know.
You don't have to go through an experience under hypnosis. You can spontaneously remember something and say, wow, that really resonates with me. Or we are dragged to a special culture or a special time in history or a special place, or we are called to meet a city, something like that can really happen.
Yeah, so you feel that calling, and this is how this happened to me. So in investigating this, I found Alba Weinman. Do check out her videos. She is absolutely amazing. I watched one of her sessions, just a moment my life completely and utterly changed forever. I got such healing from that, just watching that. And then, as I started watching more and more of the videos and learning more and more, it was just like mind blowing.
Yeah. Once you heal yourself, you think, oh, I can help others too. I know you are a big fan from Alba, and I am a big fan from Brian Weiss. I think he's amazing. He's the best. So many books,
many lives, many masters.
Years. No, I was so young when I read his first book.
And that's where the calling came from. And then I had the opportunity to train with her, Antonio Sangio, who is her colleague in training this introspective hypnosis. I've had some of the most amazing clients.
What was the most interesting story that you can share, obviously?
So many. I mean, there's stories about, how people realize how the past lives impact this lifetime. Either something that happened in that lifetime. If we die and it's very unexpectedly or very traumatic, that stays. So and this is where in introspective hypnosis we really it usually, the way we find out that that stays with you is because it will manifest in some sort of symptom, and you'll be going to the doctors and you'll be getting the MRIs and the blood tests and everything, and they will just say to you, there is nothing wrong with you. This is where we can do a little bit of digging to see where these symptoms are coming from. And then we go back, and it could be this lifetime or a previous lifetime.
Karma is a bitch. Cookie
Yes.
van je eigen deeg, we say in Dutch. Cookie van je
Yes.
eigen deeg.
It's a small example, though. A lady who, she was in a previous lifetime, she was a male. When he worked in the mines, the mine collapsed on him. And now in this lifetime, here in the UK, when she's on the underground train, she gets panic attacks. And you don't understand why this is happening. Why would I be getting panic attacks? Yes. The other thing that very much comes to light in a lot of sessions is when we come and we don't learn that lesson. You experience something in a previous lifetime and you didn't learn your lesson from it. You're going to come and repeat that in this lifetime to learn that lesson. So you're going to try again, and the roles will just be different. So often, you know, it will be the same people. And again, it's what's being revealed to you on the day. Not always, but often I say, look into the eyes. The eyes are a window to the soul. Do you recognize this person? And then they'll realize, and it will make complete sense. This person was with them in a previous lifetime, and they were learning that lesson before, and they've never learned the lesson, and now it all makes sense to them. And then there are the ones that are fractals of, I have someone that I work with often that is a energy healer, Felix Hyde. He's a fractal of Thoth. When Thoth came through the first time in his sessions, I could feel the energy coming into the room, and it's incredible. Dolores Cannon, when she used to do her sessions in the older days, she used to have the old tape recorder, and she used to say, I had backups, a backup tape recorder, because the energy would come in and the recorders would just break.
Oh, that can happen.
Too
That
much,
can happen.
and they would
See how
break her tape
important
recorder.
it is to make up with everybody. If you ever hurt anybody, be sure to apologize in this lifetime and step
Yes.
into the light in this lifetime, or
Yes.
the check is going to come and it's going to be bigger. The same way, if somebody did something wrong to you, forgive them for the wrongdoing. Forgive them, or you're going to have to meet them again. Do you want that? Do you?
Exactly, Barbara. Exactly. Now, you and I are completely on the same wavelength here, because I was going to touch on forgiveness. Say, for example, you were a healer. There were so many healers in past lifetimes who were accused of being witches. And then there were the witches as well. They are being captured, either hanged or burnt at the stake. What do you think was going through their minds in those last few minutes of that lifetime? Worried about their children being falsely accused of doing something wrong. They may curse those people, you know, for doing this to them. You cannot even begin to imagine, you know, that. And that comes with you. And that's part of the session. What we do is a lot of forgiveness work as well. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Because
forgiveness
you
is one
have
of
to forgive.
the lessons that I came here to learn in this lifetime. That's for sure. Otherwise, I wouldn't be touched by so much pain. But now it's gone. Oh, lovely.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
so glad you enjoyed your session.
I was moved by curiosity. You know, I'm the type of person that I have to see everything. If a UFO stops here outside my window and the guy says, "Hey, would you like to take a round to Jupiter?" Ik doe mee. I will go for sure. I'm such a curious person. I'm moved by curiosity. I have to try everything to taste all the flavors. It was a confirmation of everything I somehow knew.
There's a lot of people that are newly awakening at the moment. They are wanting to know what is their life's purpose at the moment. I get a lot of spiritual people who just, are curious like you, and they want to know more. And then there's the ones that got the healing like I did with losing a loved one. There are many people that just do not get over that grieving after losing a loved one. I was able to, in my very first session, to see my mum and experience the life between lives and how she comes and meets me after every lifetime. Every time I leave a lifetime, she's there waiting for me. And she has been in several of my past lives as well, either as a parent or a child. She's had some role.
Now, hey, gorgeous souls, you know what? You don't lose anybody. You can lose your kiss, you lose your lipstick, you can lose you can lose the plane, but you don't lose anybody. There is no death.
Exactly.
Death does not exist.
Exactly.
Not at all. Exactly. Death is just a door through another dimension when we are still ourselves, but without that body. We use the body in a lifetime. After this lifetime, we go back home where we came all from. We are eternal spirits living an experience of being squeezed in a body. We use a body. Like I use this jeans jacket, and when it's old, doesn't serve me anymore, I pick up a new one. That's how it goes. We don't lose anybody. And if somebody passed away too soon, you didn't lose them. You won years of happiness beside that person. You won all the love that you both shared.
We have been taught to see death as it's been programmed into us. It's the end. And, we see death as something really horrible and bad, and it's not. But this is why, for me, this modality was such a incredible, strong modality, because it had me, because often you can hear someone, say what you just said, about death, but it needs to fall from year to year before you actually absolutely. And this is how that happened for me, and this is why I find it such a strong modality to help with that.
But it gives a lot of consolation when you realize that you are going to see them again. These last 2 years were tough to a lot of people, really tough. A lot of people had made a transition suddenly. My family also happened. I have a second mother that made the transition not a year ago. And I am sure, I'm going to see her again. We are going to go, everybody, to the same place. All the loved ones that we have